Hello and welcome to Mindful Monday. My name is Allison Knight and I am the health coach at Employee Health Center. Last week we started talking about the hidden power of thinking and about thoughts versus feelings. I guided you through the walking down the street exercise where we explored a scenario that led us to realize that oftentimes the emotions that we are feeling have an effect on the way that we interpret a situation instead of seeing that situation exactly the way that it is. I asked you to maybe try to use that scenario and think about it in instances throughout the week to try to think about your emotion behind your thought. Another good mindfulness exercise to try this week again is the body scan, which I introduced a few weeks back. You might say, well, I've already done it. Why do I need to do it again? Body scans are going to be different every single time that you do them. And again, it's nice to be able to tune into your body and find physical sensations that you're feeling and determine what emotion is causing those physical sensations. Why are you holding tension in a certain part of your body? And now this week, we're going to talk about mindfulness of breathing through a sitting meditation. So before you get started, for sitting meditation, some helpful ideas. Finding a spot to sit that works for you. So that might be sitting in a chair. And if you're going to sit in a chair, make sure that your feet are flat against the floor. Make sure your legs are not crossed. You want to feel the floor on the bottom of your feet. And you also want to be sitting up straight, but you don't want to be stiff. So that's one option. Another option is to find a comfortable sitting position on the floor. So you might sit in kind of a modified lotus position. So your heels are not up on your legs, but you're kind of sitting pretzel style. Or you might sit kind of in a kneeling position with your butt down, or you might sit on a meditation bench. The key to any of these positions, however, is to have some type of support under your butt. So whether that's a cushion or a meditation bench, and we're not wanting a pillow, so more of a chair cushion or a seat cushion where it's got some firmness to it and it's 3 to 6 inches high. The ideal position for sitting meditation is to have your hips above your knees. And so that's where you either want that cushion under your butt in that kneeling position, so between your feet, or if you're sitting in a lotus position or modified lotus position, pretzel position, having it just under your butt to have your hips up higher than your knees. So once you've decided which position might be more comfortable for you, and of course, if one position is not great, maybe trying another one the next time around, settle into that position. So then I want you to gently close your eyes, listen to my voice, and I want you to bring an awareness to the physical sensations by focusing your attention of the touch and pressure where your body makes contact with the floor or whatever you're sitting on. And just spend a minute exploring these sensations just as you do in a body scan. Now bring your awareness to the changing patterns of physical sensations in your body. When you first try this practice, it may be helpful to place your hand on your lower abdomen to feel the changing sensations where your hand makes contact with your abdomen. Having tuned into the physical sensations in this area, or this way, you can then remove your hand and continue to focus on the sensations in the abdominal wall. So that breathing sensation in and out. Focus your awareness of the sensations of slight stretching at the abdominal wall rises with each in-breath and the gentle deflation as it falls with each out-breath. As best you can, follow your awareness, the changing physical sensation in the lower abdomen, all the way through as the breath leaves the body, and all the way through as the breath leaves your body on the out-breath. Perhaps noticing the slight pauses between one in-breath and the following out-breath, and between one out-breath and the following in-breath. There is no need to control your breathing in any way. Simply let the breath happen normally, naturally. As best you can, also bring this attitude of allowing to the rest of the experience. There is nothing to be fixed, no particular state we're trying to achieve. As best you can, simply allow your experience to be your experience without needing it to be anything other than what it is. Sooner or later, usually sooner, your mind will wander away from the focus on the breath in the lower abdomen of thinking. To thinking, to planning, daydreaming, drifting along, whatever, remembering that that's perfectly okay. It's simply what our minds do. It's not a mistake or a failure. When you notice that your awareness is no longer where you intended it to be, congratulate yourself for acknowledging that you've drifted away, and then gently come back once more to the awareness of the experience. You might want to acknowledge briefly where your mind has been. Here's thinking, and then gently guide yourself and awareness back to the focus on the changing pattern of physical sensations in your lower abdomen, renewing the intention to pay attention to the ongoing in-breath or out-breath, whichever you find. No matter how often that you notice that your mind has wandered, and this will happen quite often, probably, over and over again, as best you can, congratulate yourself each time on reconnecting with your experience in the moment, so being kind to yourself, and gently escorting your attention back to the breath and simply resuming awareness of the changing patterns of sensation in your abdomen that come with each in-breath and out-breath. As best you can, bring a quality of kindness to your awareness, perhaps seeing the repeated wanderings of the mind as opportunities to bring patience and gentle curiosity to the experience. Continue doing this for 10 minutes or longer, if you wish, perhaps reminding yourself from time to time that the intention is simply to be aware of your experience in each moment, which is easier said than done, and again, bringing your mind back to where you are after gently acknowledging where it's been. Using the breath as an anchor, gently reconnect with the here and now each time you notice that your mind has wandered and is no longer down in the abdomen, following your breath. This week, you aren't going to ask yourself any questions after the experience. It's all about the experience itself. If you can practice it every day, that would be good. So using this technique, we talked about this in the past, but again, bringing an awareness to routine activity. So brushing your teeth, drinking a cup of coffee, driving to work, using this experience to really pay attention to the moment that you're actually in. And when your mind starts wandering, being able to gently guide yourself back to where we are, using your breath as that anchor. Next week, we're going to talk about a pleasant experiences calendar, and we will also go into a unpleasant experiences calendar in the future weeks coming. I hope that you enjoyed the sitting meditation exercise today and that it's something that you're going to try out on your own and hopefully use to help you bring yourself back to the present. Remember, using your breath as an anchor. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a wonderful and mindful Monday.